This book took 2 years to completely write and publish. I never wrote like 5,000 words a day. I wrote 100 words, 200 words, 500 words, sometimes even like 3 words, right? But then it's all about consistency.
Walk me through a process of writing a book.
It starts off with one small idea, a seed, and it started growing. I started planning first because planning is actually very essential. Self-publishing is basically free.
Okay.
They take a share out of it
Why wouldn't everyone just self-publish then?
because people don't know how to market, like advertise.
What is a chimera?
The Chimera is genetically engineering humans and animals together. So scientists have started to mix like human cells and animal cells, like human rat, human pig. An author should have at least a basic understanding of every single thing, at least a basic understanding, so that they could implement it into their writing.
How many copies have you sold?
300,
300 copies.
300 copies.
Wow. I want you to tell the audience exactly what The Last Chimaera is about.
The Last Chimaera is about...
Hello everyone. This episode is going to be slightly different. Nevertheless, still a great watch. I hope you guys do stay tuned. Hello everyone. Welcome back to episode 15 of the FMU Founders Mindset Unfiltered podcast. I'm joined here today with a guest who doesn't particularly have a business, but at the very young age of 18 has already published an amazing book called The Last Chimaera. As a result of publishing the book, he has gained the attention of many news stations and has also featured in many newspaper articles as well. He studies creative writing and English literature at the University of East Anglia. And on top of all of this, he even offers tutoring sessions for those who want to do a little bit more extra learning. Guys, if you want to hear about how he does all of this and help get his name out, please stay till the end of this episode. But without further ado, it is my pleasure to welcome Kevin Moonn onto the podcast. Kevin, it's lovely to have you join us today.
It's lovely. It's an honor to be on here as well.
How has your day been, Kevin?
My day has been excellent. Just gone to uni, came back. I actually haven't eaten for this, so
No.
yeah.
Let's hope that doesn't catch up.
Hopefully it won't. It won't.
Kevin, your book, The Last Chimaera, it goes from brotherhood to torture to terrorism. Tell me honestly, where did that darkness come from? Was it personal obsession? Was it cultural stories? Or, did you just binge violent films?
Personal obsession is very crazy, but you can't be associating me with that. But no. What happened was, is I had an idea. I wanted to add like specific themes into it. So when I say like terrorist group, it's more like rebel group.
Okay.
It's just like it's an illegal group within it because it's not government based. Anything that's government based and is using violence to attack a group of people, in this case, an evil group, is technically terrorism. Actually, the reason why I did put terrorism is because my friend only likes reading about armies and terrorism. So then I wanted him to read it, and that's why I added it.
I was going to ask you, was there a specific person in mind while you were writing The Last Chimaera?
Not particularly a person, but it was based off a story my dad told me when I was a kid. So that was like more of a bedtime story. He'd read it to me.
What was the story?
Okay, so there were 2 kids, right? Cloven and Chlorine. It was basically me and my sister, right? We were very naughty kids. We wouldn't obey our parents, on our phones all the time, doing stupid things. One day we didn't listen to our dad. We ran away, and on the way we found a tiger who was about to eat us. And before the tiger could eat us, we called for our dad. Our dad came in and he just beat up the tiger.
So he was a hero in the situation.
He was a hero. I doubt he'd be able to pet a tiger, but
I mean, you never know. You never know.
you never know. You never know.
Kevin, when did you first know that you wanted to become a writer?
When I first wanted to become a writer I personally don't think I have a passion for it in that sense. I thought I need to do something for the sake of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So when I first started writing, I thought, okay, I'm at my peak joblessness right now. Like I'm sitting, it was during lockdown, right? I was sitting down on my chair, being a lazy bum. It was, it wasn't a good time for me, right? So I was watching anime, I was watching Naruto, and I thought, okay, if this guy can become Hokage, if he can have a dream, then I can as well. So I started brainstorming. I think it was like Albert Einstein or like Isaac Newton who sat in his room for like hours on end and started like making notes and like ideas and formulas and stuff. So I did the same thing, but for 30 minutes. Um, and I started brainstorming how I could like incorporate Christianity, like how I can promote the word of God within whatever I do. So that's when I thought of writing because it was very coincidental. I was doing an English essay at the time, and for some reason I was enjoying it, even though I never liked books beforehand. So then I started writing, and I made a plot for a main series, a fantasy series. That's how I started getting into writing in the first place. But then this book was there as a foundation rather than as a starting point. It was there so I could, I guess, gain more attention.
Right. That's an amazing way to go about life. Always find a way to incorporate the Lord and Savior
Exactly. Amen. Amen.
any way you can. Do you think writing will, if you carry on the way you do, and if you keep releasing books, do you think writing will become a passion slowly but surely?
I guess it has already become a passion because I'm constantly writing, right? I was, when I was writing this book, I was working on 2 other books at the same time and 2 other scripts as well. So I was trying to write movies, I was trying to write books as well. So I guess it has already become a passion, but it's not like something I would think, okay, I always love doing it. It's like a job, right? It's become more like a job. I have to do it.
Do you see it more of a side hustle, or do you want it to become a main hustle?
I do want it to become a main hustle, but most authors don't succeed like that. Even this book, it's only gotten like 300. It's a good, it's a good amount of readers, right? But there are other people getting like 10,000, 100,000, millions of people reading it. So of course I'm just starting out, but I could obviously do much better.
It's baby steps, baby steps,
Baby steps, exactly.
100%. Kevin, walk me through a process of writing a book from the very moment you have the idea to the moment you publish.
For me, right, it's different for every author. They can write in different ways. Some people write as they're outside. For example, they're sitting by nature, writing stuff, and then incorporating that small bit into a book. Personally, I found like a main plot, like a small idea, and then I turned that into a bigger idea. For example, my dad's story, and then turned it into a big complex idea involving like a God complex, brotherhood, um, familyhood, etc., etc. So it starts off with one small idea, a seed, and it started growing. I started planning first because planning is actually very essential. I remember my teachers telling me, "Oh, plan your question 5, like your language paper." I was like,
That's engraved in our head now.
"It is. It clutched up. It really clutched up." So listen to your teachers. Um, so I started planning, and then it's about consistency. I never wrote like 5,000 words a day. I wrote 100 words, 200 words, 500 words, sometimes even like 3 words, right? But then it's all about consistency. And then eventually I managed to like finish the book. If I can go through the publishing process as well.
Yep.
So publishing process was very hard, very difficult. I made a lot of mistakes on the way. I've learned from it now, but so the first thing is you need to mark it before you actually publish it. That's one thing I didn't do, and that was my biggest mistake. I was new to the publishing industry, so
What just for the audience listening at home, what does it mean by marking?
marketing, so advertising through social media, telling more people about it, etc., etc. So I should have done that a little bit more, but everything else I managed to do quite efficiently. For example, making my book cover, I did that myself, and I did it through a website called Lulu. But then later on, I found I can do it through KDP, which is which is the official Amazon publishing website. So I did it on both, and both of them have given me a lot of revenue. But it's all about the readers, how many readers I've gotten. 300 is a good amount, and a according to them, every single one of them have enjoyed it. So
That's the good thing.
exactly, even film like national winning award film critiques have read it and said very good things. I was surprised.
At 18, that is a huge achievement, by the way.
Exactly. Do you know the movie Jellycutter?
I've heard of it, yes.
Yeah. It was an Oscar nominated film. The scriptwriter for that read it, and he said very good things. It's on YouTube.
Yeah. How did you feel then when you first heard that such an amazing director? Was it a director? The director or the scriptwriter?
It was a scriptwriter. He was a director as well.
How did it feel when you heard that he, read the book that you spent so long on and he enjoyed the book itself?
Personally, I was so on. At first, I never thought it could get to that level. I thought maybe it would overcome like my expectations a little bit, but I never thought it would get to that level. So I was very honored, very happy. It's all by God's grace, though. All by God's grace. I couldn't have done it without him.
Kevin, how long does it actually take then to process? Sorry, not to process, to publish a book from that moment again that you pick up your pen to publishing. How long does it take roughly?
For me, this book took 2 years to completely write and publish,
Wow.
but I personally think I can do it in a year, maybe even less. Um, it just depends on the book, the size of the book, and how many projects you're working on. As I said, I was working on 2 other projects as well.
So there's a lot of other factors that come in and have a play as well.
Exactly. The first one was a fantasy series, has a lot of biblical imagery and teachings. So that's like my main project. So I was working on that and this at the same time. So I could have finished it in a year, but because of so many projects, it was 2 years. My next book, I'm aiming for 1 year.
Okay.
So next December, hopefully, by God's grace.
Who knows the book after that? 4 months.
Maybe.
It's all baby steps.
4 months, maybe not. Just because it needs time to process.
Right. Maybe not 4 months. I might be pushing it a little bit.
Exactly. By 4 months, I think I got only 200 readers.
Okay.
So yeah, it takes time first.
But what I've heard is that the drafting process of making a book can be really long and really tiring.
Drafting, as in like the first draft,
As in making, as in your first draft, and then from there making changes, second draft, third draft. It can be. I've heard it can be long and tiring.
the first draft is the most enjoyable part. After that is the hardest part.
Is it down? Does it go downhill?
Not downhill, you can still enjoy the process, right? But then it's a lot of rereading work, and that was insanely tiring.
Did you make a lot of changes from your first draft?
Insane amounts of changes, because when I first wrote it, I was year 12, year 11, so I was still starting out, right? So it was never to a good standard. I reread because I took like a year break or something, a few months break from it to work on my main project. I came back to it, reread it, and I cringed. I cringed out. As in, like, I couldn't read. I couldn't read it because the first few chapters were terrible.
Right. But again, it's about that process of making changes and finalizing it.
Exactly. Everything requires change.
What kept you going through that process of making those changes, and how did you make sure that you didn't give up?
For me, right, I actually made a promise to God at the time. I don't make promises now because it's actually against the Bible, but I keep my promises. So if I made that promise back then, I made sure I kept it to this day. So even even if I feel like, oh, I want to give up on my books, right? I because I promised, I can't give up anymore.
It's ingrained into your mind that that you have to do it.
Exactly.
How many drafts did you do for the Last Chimaera?
Oh, I actually don't remember. It's because I edited it on the way. So there were a few chapters that needed complete rewriting, but there were other chapters that they were good, but then I just had to edit them.
What type of feeling do you get? This is actually quite interesting. What type of feeling do you get when? Sorry, actually, let me reword that. How do you know that a certain bit of the book needs changing? What's the feeling that you get?
When I cringe out,
Okay.
when I think, okay, this is not good. This is not to the standard I want it to be.
And you just straight away you make changes.
Yeah, for any essay, any writing, reading it out loud can help, can be 10 times more, 10 times better, make it 10 times better, because you start understanding it. So if I say so, when you watch a video, for example, I'll probably watch this podcast, I'll be like, I made so many mistakes. So when you read it or rehear something, then you can be able to understand where the mistakes are. Because when you read it in your mind, you start skimming past things. But in the actual book, when you read it aloud, you can hear yourself saying it and you can tell when it doesn't flow right.
It's like a new perspective that you're put into.
So I feel like in your case, when you make a script or something, like for your podcast, you think, okay, these questions are not good. When you read it aloud, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't sound like natural. So it's the same with me with my books. I reread it to make sure it sounds fluent and it flows well.
And that's how you get that finalized edit.
Exactly. Or I ask other people to read it as well.
Yeah. It's always good to have an outside perspective as well.
Exactly. I had an editor through it. So I did, like, it was a friend, right? A family friend. She's like credited on the book as well as an editor. Um,
Do you wanna shout her out?
uh, I don't, Neha. I wouldn't say her
There
full
we go.
name, but Neha.
There we go. If you
Um,
know, you know.
exactly, yeah. She she helped out quite a lot. So yeah, I'm actually very grateful to her.
There we go. Kevin, not many people know that before The Last Chimera, you published another book, and I'm sure was it an ebook called Blood Will Inherit? What's that about?
That one is a law and crime book. So it's about a kid. Oh, I forgot my own book. I published that when I was 16.
Right, it was quite a while ago.
It was a while back. It's not like my proudest creation because I know I could have done way better. But it was about like law and crime where a kid is trying to like fight off his uncle and aunties for his grandfather's inheritance.
That is quite interesting. Is there any correlation between that and The Last Chimera, or is it two separate?
Two separate worlds. Two separate worlds.
Fair enough. Listen, you've made your way onto the news from what I've seen. You've done a few interviews and you've also been in many newspapers. Once again,
Yeah, like British Magali.
there we go. And once again, at the age of 18, huge achievement. Congratulations.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
Congratulations. Doesn't that come with a lot of pressure and expectations though?
Yes, yes. Actually, when I first saw on the newspapers, I was about to cry because they used a very horrible picture. So, so the first pressure I had was presentation. Ever since I saw it on the newspaper, I was like, okay, I need to make sure I present myself very well. So that was not a good time. But other than that, like everything they wrote was very, very good. I'm actually very happy with them and I'm very grateful for that.
For me, the thing that would get me the most is what comes after being in the newspaper or being in a news interview. You know, there's people's expectations of me are going to exceed, and I might start crumbling a bit. But how did you handle that pressure?
I was actually gonna get onto that, but I didn't care that much because other people's expectations of you shouldn't have an impact on you just because they don't know what it's like to go through it. Personally, what I do is I look at my own work and think, okay, this isn't good enough. I'm very harsh on myself, or I try to be. So when I look at this book, I think, okay, I need to make sure the next book is 10 times better. That's why that's why I haven't published my fantasy series yet. I'm writing many others, so then I can get critiques from from those books. Even though these are really good, I've gotten like amazing reviews for this book. I still want the critiques so I can improve on my next books.
And as they always say, that there's always room for improvement.
Exactly. So the two main critiques I've gotten. One is that there were a few adjectives misplaced, right? So next time I'll be more careful with my word choices. The second is narration. Like even though the narration was good, right? Um my friend said my friend compared my book to a very like best-selling book, and he was like, "Oh, this is leagues way better than yours. Leagues better than yours." Because of narration for some reason. So he said he likes humor within narration a lot. So I need to make sure it's balanced, more balanced. So even though there is like parts of it that are humorous, like, I have a terrible sense of humor. So I don't know how to make jokes, but I I have to be very careful with how I say things. So a lot of the jokes that I've implementing into my books, I didn't even realize they were jokes until someone read it aloud and like, they were like, okay, this is really funny, man.
See, you're unintentionally funny.
Sometimes.
What's your what was your proudest achievement after publishing The Last Chimaera? Was it getting onto the news? Was it getting onto a certain newspaper? What was your proudest moment?
None of them actually. None of them. It was when people came up to me and said, okay, these are very good. This is very good. Like today, I went, you know, Varva.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, I went to Varva 2 days ago. I sold like 20 books there.
Amazing.
A girl texted me this morning, right? And she was like, oh, the first chapter is great, man. I loved it. And all my days just fills my heart with joy.
Yeah. It's when you get that reassurance as well. It just does something. It keeps you going.
Exactly, yeah. I feel like because like sometimes I'm like very insecure. I feel like they're lying. Like I've had I haven't had that many critiques over my book, which is really worrying. Like surely it can be like really good, right? It can be amazing. But I wish there were a few more that sounds really bad because I don't want like mistakes in my book.
I mean, there's only one way to improve, and if people don't say it to you, then there's no way you can. So I would always look for more critiques, more than praises, to be honest.
Exactly. I want critiques more. But the film critique that I talked to you about, he gave me a few critiques. But it was only one, so I, I was still flabbergasted because like he's gonna be more honest. He's never seen me before. He's an actual critique, so
There's no bias.
there's no bias. So if he said one, then I thought, okay, maybe it's true. Maybe it is an amazing book.
Kevin, you self-published on Lulu and on Amazon as well.
Yes.
Was that a choice or was that a necessity? Did you try going for agents or were you thinking, you know what, I might as well just do this myself?
It was more both. First, because I was kind of lazy. Uh, second thing, um, I wanted the experience that I get from publishing because initially I wanted to start my own publishing company as well, but then that's looking kind of long. I can't balance because for me, right, as I said, I'm kind of lazy. I can't balance um my books, tutoring, and possibly another job and extra learning because writing books requires a lot of learning on the side. Rec- like my next book is about a kid with multiple personality disorder. Had to research a ton into that. So even the chimeras, right? I had to research about it, and I realized that scientists have actually started making chimeras.
What is a chimera?
A chimera is genetically engineering humans and animals together, like fusing them together.
Okay, right.
So scientists have started to mix like human cells and animal cells, like human rat, human pig, etc., etc.
And they've already started this process in real life.
Yeah, they mixed it together.
Wow. Is that scary? Is that worrying or
Very worrying. Like when I read this, I'm like, I don't want to do this to my characters.
see, so what we've established is that there is a lot of thought, a lot of deep research that goes into making a book.
A lot, a lot. My uncle, he's a police officer. He likes to write as well. He was telling me an author should have at least a basic understanding of every single thing, at least a basic understanding, so that they could implement it into their writing. So I've taken that into account. I've started building, guess, my portfolio on knowledge. So I try my best.
Fair enough. Kevin, how much does it cost to publish a book?
So traditional publishing is very expensive. It's like £500 to £1,000. I don't have the money for that. That's also another reason why I didn't go for publishing. So self-publishing is basically free.
Okay.
They take a share out of it, but other than that, it's free. Other than the marketing and the cover design, if you want someone else to do it,
So why wouldn't everyone just self-publish then if it's free and you might as well?
because people don't know how to market, like advertise. Like even for me, it was very difficult. I made mistakes along the way. So traditional publishing, they already know how to do it. If you go through the traditional publishing route, you're already guaranteed at least 500 readers, no matter what. So even if they take like a larger share, a lot more money, in the end, you will get more readers, even if you're not that great of a. Actually, no, they only take good authors anyways. But even if like you could surpass them, it's they still market it better than you, unless you're a good marketer, an advertiser.
Have you made a profit?
Yeah, yeah, I made a profit.
How I'm assuming you don't want to disclose the actual amount.
I don't disclose that because it causes bias. Like if I made like 20,000, right, then people are gonna be like, okay, why don't you give me some money? Or like, why don't you give me your book for free?
That is not the way the world works.
Exactly. So I could get £10, £20,000. I'm not gonna tell you.
How many copies have you sold?
300,
300 copies.
300 copies.
Wow.
That's why I said like 300 readers, 300 copies.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay, I understand it now. One thing that I was that this is just a general curiosity that I want to find out myself. What's the difference between a book and a novel?
Books in general are just a wide category. Novels are like a genre in a sense of a book. So there's things like novellas as well. Novella is a shorter version of a novel. Novel is just um, you know, Christmas Carol.
Yes.
Christmas Carol is a novella, so that's pretty short. So mine would come under the novella novel category. Novel is like bigger. It could be any type of writing.
Kevin, how many writers fail?
A lot. Technically, I could be classed as a failing author as well because I'm not 300 readers, even though it's a good amount, it's not like the greatest. But to be honest, authors, right? It's very subjective. I think all authors are succeeding in their own ways since they've written something, something and published it. Like that takes a lot of effort. It took me 2 years.
It's all about perspective, I think. Let's say we get two authors in a room. One of them, their main goal is to just get the book out. Another one, the other one, their goal is to get £20,000 in sales. They're more focused on the money side. E- Either way, they can both succeed in the best way possible.
Exactly. Like me, I'm the first guy. I just want to get out there and have as many readers as possible read it. That's my objective. It's not about the money because in the end, it's about pleasing God. So it's about doing things that will please God and ensuring He's happy with you. So my writing, I hope that it reflects my love for God, even though I could obviously improve. I just pray that a lot people read these and be like, okay, I want to be a better person. Maybe it's not shown through this book as much, but my series, it's dedicated towards God in the first place.
And you having that mindset alone, I'd class that as a success.
I think so. Obviously, I can improve a lot more. I try my best. I try my best.
There we go. Kevin, who is your inspiration?
Inspiration, Jesus
Mhm.
Christ.
If you were to pick an author,
Recently, she has been getting a lot of um controversies, but J.K. Rowling, just because she was the first author I've read, like Harry Potter. It's a banging series, right? So I read Harry Potter and I was like, okay, this is good. This is a good book. And you can tell from the quality of writing that you want to be like her in a sense. Because if Harry Potter's like one of the most famous books, if I talk to someone, they'd obviously know what it is. So I want my book to be on that level. But in terms of like plot and storyline, do you know what One Piece is?
is it the anime? Is
It's
it?
an anime, it's manga
Yes,
as well.
I've heard of it. Yeah, yeah.
So if you count manga and like comics into it as well, then One Piece 100%. Because from a literature standpoint, it has insane world building, insane plot, and insane character development. It has a huge impact on the world. Even Nepal, they use the One Piece flag as a symbol of freedom, liberation. It's really cool.
It's always more than just fictional.
Exactly. Um, One Piece, especially One Piece, has a lot of real life characteristics within the story. For example, you know the Great Library of Alexander.
I'm not familiar with it.
Okay, so there was a huge library that got burned down by the government because it had too much knowledge. So that is reflected in One Piece, and there's many other events like wars, etc., that are reflected within the anime, within the manga, and I want my series to be able to reflect history and, in my case, the Bible as efficiently as possible. Well, not efficiently, but like as best as possible.
I want to ask you if you had the opportunity to sit in front of J.K. Rowling right now, or even I think the author, or the author of the manga.
Buddha.
Yes, Odo. What's one piece of advice you'd ask from them?
Oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one because I'm not like planning to like see them anytime soon. So okay, for order, I'd ask what the One Piece is. I doubt he'd tell me, but I doubt he'd tell me. Um, but if I were to like ask something, right, it would be how did they get the inspiration to do it in the first place? Like what's going through, especially Oda, because he is cooking. I don't know how he's cooking it because that level of foreshadowing in that like storyline is insane. So I want to know what his like thought process is because even for me, it's difficult like remembering the like the timeline of my books. So I have to reread it and like make notes on where everything is so then I can remember it. So how he can like remember it, how he got the inspiration, because it's insanely cool.
You never know. They might be listening now. J.K.
There might
Rowling.
be.
No, she might be tuned in.
I wish.
Kevin, there's one thing that I've been really looking forward to ask you because I want to hear your perspective of it. I'm sure you're familiar, being from a brown family and being in a brown community, that there is a niche that
I
your
already know where
son.
this is going.
Well, we'll say for the audience's sake, there's a niche that you either become a doctor or you become an engineer. It's the most respectable. and top tier thing you can do in a brown community. You've you've started to take, I wouldn't say you're fully into it, but you've started to take that step out of the niche. What do your parents think about it?
Obviously, they're brown parents, so they would have doubt. They did have doubt. Even I had doubt in the past because how am I gonna make it? Actually, no, I believed in myself more then than I did now, surprisingly. But no, they of course they had doubt. But as I started writing more and more, I got a 9 in my English, and then they were like, okay, maybe he can do it. They weren't completely certain still, but
They knew you were capable.
I was capable enough. But they still said, okay, actually get a job and do it as a side hustle, which is understandable. It makes sense. I understood their doubts, but then I actually didn't care that much. I didn't care that much. So I did it. I made sure I revised and everything. I got very good grades. I got 9s in English. I got 8s in maths and further maths. So I was like almost an all-rounder. Even though I was actually failing my exams before year 11, I planned out for year 11 and I managed to get the grades. A levels, I took English literature. I got an AAB, A star in my English literature coursework. So
What more do you need?
exactly. So I managed to like prove them wrong. The first book, Blood Will Inherit, was mainly to say, okay, I can become an author. I've already published a book. That was like the main purpose of it.
Yeah, that was a little sacrifice that you had to make before the main shebang comes out.
Exactly. So I was never actually planning to like publish it, but it was mainly there as practice. But then I was like, okay, let me get the title of author. I want to be an author. I want to tell people, okay, I'm an author. Like, imagine going up to people in like events and saying, oh, I'm 16. Oh, what do you do? I'm an author.
It genuinely it has a certain aura.
It is. It was a flex. It was a flex. Now I don't use that as much.
And another thing about writing that your parents might be a bit more worried about is that there's not a lot of money in writing unless you make it big time. Am I wrong in saying that?
No,
Is that a worry for you?
not at all. Not at all. Because even if I do use it as a side hustle, I'm getting a decent amount while also, because writing is more about having readers read it more than the money for me. So I can just get a job and do it as a side hustle. I'll be fine with that. That's more than enough for me.
Are you proud of your work?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
You take full pride.
Pride is a strong word. Um, in that is that is part of the 7 deadly sins. So it's more like I'm very happy with the work because I know I put my all into it. Actually, I want to say a very funny story. Um, when you said, oh, what did like Indian parents expect doctors, engineers. So you know the Onam event that I met Melvin, Ajay, all of them. Um, I had to say a speech there, and then okay, I was talking about this exact problem, how Indian parents like comparing people, like Indian people in general. Even I have a habit of comparing myself to others. So we all have a problem of like comparing ourselves, our children, our parents to one another. So I was addressing that, right? And then the moment I got down on stage, they were announcing like the awards for people who got their A-level grades and GCSE grades. And right as I got down, she called up the winner and said, be more like him.
A single sentence just shattered him.
Everything I said, it was so funny. It was everything I talked about, just all in one sentence. It was really funny.
And that's the root of it. Right, Kevin. The Last Chimaera. It's a fictional book. Why take the fictional route? Why not non-fiction?
Non-fiction, even though I have a lot of lore behind me, like I had all those experiences fuel books. So at the time when I'm writing and stuff, I use those experiences to accommodate my book. So nonfiction, it would be cool, but then I see nonfiction more like an autobiography, etc., etc. I wouldn't know. I don't have like long-lasting events that I can talk about. Even though I have like particular scenes, like in my life, like situations that are like interesting, I can't really talk about my life as if like it's an adventure because it's not. Most of it's boring, but then there are interesting parts, like very interesting parts that haven't. Everyone's unique in their own way. So
Do you think maybe in the future you'll be a bit more open to doing the non-fiction, or do you think fiction's your path?
fiction, I'm staying with fiction because I like. I'm writing a fantasy series anyways, and fiction's more interesting.
I'd say so. You can do anything. You can change it all up.
Exactly. People read books as a way of escape and of learning. I want to do both. So if I talk about my own experiences when it's not as big as people in different countries, like for example, if someone from Gaza wrote a book and it was nonfiction, I'd read that because that's talking about real life trauma. M- I don't have like insane trauma that I can talk about. So nonfiction, maybe an autobiography, because I still have like stuff hidden in my life. I haven't like told everyone everything about my life, but maybe one day, maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
Fictional stories is what I'm gonna continue on.
Fiction's a pass for you for now.
Yeah, yes.
You're currently in your second year of uni. Me being in the exact same position, I need to know, where do you find the time to write?
To be honest, when I first heard you were second year, I was really impressed with you as well. I, I was like, damn, this guy's so cool.
You-
But the time I get from writing is like it's like doing a hobby. Like I used to do boxing as well. Do you do any sports?
I play here and there with a few friends, football, basketball, you name it.
Okay, so it's the same with me. Like I don't really play sports, and when I do, I'm usually injured. Like last year, I was on crutches because, and 6 months ago I had surgery. So every time I play sports, I'm usually injured anyways. So just like you guys have time to play sports, I make time to write as well. So as I said, it's not about long chapters and words in one day. It's not about binge writing. It's about consistency. So it took me 2 years because for more than a year, I was writing every day. I didn't finish it until ages later. It took me a year to actually finish it. I finished writing the first draft. So all about consistency. A few words a day is more than enough. I know a lot of people have asked me, oh, I've wanted to be an author, but I don't have the time, etc., etc. It's like with any challenge in life, whether you want to make a business, whether you want to be an athlete, as long as you make a little bit of time, little bit is enough, then you should be able to do it. Like if you really don't have time, cut out your phone because I know like I have the bad habit as well. But most of our screen time are like 5 hours, 6 hours. You could definitely cut out like 1 hour to write, to do sports.
To do something productive.
Exactly. Like even I have a habit of like I think my screen time's like 5 hours. It is so bad. But even with 5 hours, I made time. I have uni, I have a job, I do tutoring, um, I do a lot of things on the side. I used to go gym as well. I had like 3 other projects that I was doing. I still made time.
One word that I've heard quite a quite a bit throughout this episode is consistency. How important is consistency both when it comes to writing, but also in general life as well?
It's probably the most important thing. It's discipline and consistency. Because once you have consistency, you can build discipline as well. And consistency for everything is everything. Because whether you're making a podcast like yourself, whether I'm writing, it's all about consistency. And that's how you build a fan base or build anything. Like I heard the saying, wasn't built in a day. It takes like small processes to do it.
It's always baby steps.
Exactly. The only thing I'm not consistent with is social media posting. So I need to pattern up. I need to pattern up.
Don't worry, we'll get there one day.
We will.
Kevin, you write, you do your hobbies, you go to uni, and on top of all of this, as you just said, you do tutoring. And I've heard that recently you joined 11A's tutoring platform.
Yes.
How has that been for you, tutoring?
I'd only started recently, so I only have one client through that. I do private tutoring as well.
Yeah. How long have you been private tutoring for?
Uh, around 2 years. 2 years. I did I joined like tutoring, like those big organizations. I was a tutor there as well. But then private tutoring, I think like a year and a half.
How did you manage your time?
Management time. Tutoring is very flexible. Tutoring is very flexible. And I guess you make a lot of money from it as well. But a lot of it comes with research, and I make sure that the students I teach actually have the best grade possible. That's why I don't like taking a lot of students at the same time, just because I won't have the time to be able to. I It's all about quality over quantity. So as I said, my desire is to please God. So if I can't teach children and give them the best grade possible, then I can't please God either. It's about helping people. Love thy neighbor as yourself. Be selfless.
There it is. Kevin, what is next for you?
Next for me, next book coming soon.
I was going to ask if you were currently in the writing process, which it seems like you are.
Oh yeah, yeah. For me, I like writing multiple projects at the same time, just because it makes me look less lazy than I am. So then I have more. So if I am writing like one book, right, I can't do like a lot of words at the same time for one book. So I write a little bit for that, and I can write a little bit for the other, and then that's how I can build it. For me, I can't like, it's very hard to stay focused on like one book. I'm like borderline autistic, man.
No, but I mean, to be honest, I think it's good to have a little break from one thing and then move on to another.
Exactly. Yeah, it is.
I think it helps out. It helps out with the mind as well.
Exactly. It does. It does.
Listen, Kevin, we're towards the end now, but I want to give you the stage. The stage is yours. I want you to tell the audience exactly what The Last Chimaera is about. Why should everyone read it, and where can they find it?
I thought this would be at the beginning of the podcast.
No, we leave it till the end.
Leave it to the end.
We
Okay.
leave it
All
till
the
the end.
suspense. So, The Last Chimera is about two brothers. One brother gets kidnapped and experimented on to become a chimera. Chimera is half human, half animal, genetically engineering into a new beast. So imagine a monkey, a half man, half monkey, just running at you, or like a tiger on two legs, just chasing after you. So that's like the vibe I was going for. Um, the other brother gets an offer to join a rebel group, which is almost like a terrorist group that kills the chimeras. So he's conflicted on whether he should kill his brother or try and find a cure for him, even though it seems impossible. So that's the main core of the book. But why you should read it? Let's think. Let's think. I think the plot enough is interesting. Interesting enough. I've gotten a lot of good reviews. Amazon has gotten a good reviews. I try not to be biased, so if I try and be as honest as possible. So if I didn't like, if it was actually bad, I wouldn't promote it as much. But this is a good book. It's a good book.
Where can they find it?
Amazon. It is on Amazon. So if you search up Amazon, you can search up The Last Chimera. THE space LAST space. This is the hard part. CHIMAERA.
Oh, even I spelled it wrong.
Exactly. Most people do because Chimera, right? There's an Americanized version and a British version. The Americanized version is more popular. It's ERA, but in the British version, it's AERA. I thought I was being different, but then now it's kind of difficult to find it, and I can't change the name. So
Kevin, just quickly, how can people reach out to you? What are your contact details?
I have TikTok. It's K_K Moon MOON. My Instagram is I forgot my Instagram.
If you want to, we'll put these down below anyway. Which
Exactly.
is
Okay.
stuff,
Yeah.
yeah. Don't worry.
Yeah. I shouldn't be forgetting my Instagram, man. That's such a bad habit.
I just wanna tell the audience, to anyone who is watching now, if you are a publisher or if you know anyone that's a publisher that can take Kevin's books and skills to the next level, please do reach out. And trust me when I say he is high on demand. So make sure you contact him. We will definitely put his details down in the description below. You can also reach out to us as well, and we'll put you through to Kevin. If you guys want a copy of this book, as he said, you can find a copy either on Lulu or on Amazon at a low price of £7.50. That is low price, I would say, Kevin,
For a self-publishing book, it is.
without a doubt. Hmm. Trust me, guys, it'll be the best financial choice you'll ever make.
A lot of people have enjoyed it as well. Students, especially like teenagers, young adults, uncles and aunties, not as much. But
But your
um,
target audience, they've
it is
they've
students,
enjoyed it.
and it's very language heavy, like structure heavy as well. Very language and structure heavy. Like that, those are the two things that have been noted the most. So for GCSE students doing language paper, this is probably like very helpful, being able to analyze it, which wasn't like my intention at first, but somehow it's managed to.
Yeah, if it works, it works.
It works exactly.
Guys, that's what I'm saying. If you want some entertainment and you also want to learn at the same time, get yourself a copy. Let's not waste any time. But just
Yeah,
before
of
we go,
course.
Kevin, I want to tell you, you've been a great part of this episode today, and I wish you nothing but the best of luck for yourself and for the future books that are to come.
I can't lie, it's been an honor to be on here. You are a great anchor. I was actually very entertained throughout the whole process.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you very much. And to the audience that I've been watching, I hope you guys enjoyed this little spin-off episode. It's not like our normal episodes, but we're trying to highlight the extraordinary talents and give them the recognition that they deserve. If you guys enjoy these types of episodes, let us know in the comments. Drop us a like, drop us a subscribe. Guys, we release an episode every Wednesday at 5 a.m. Perfect time for your morning commute to work. What do you say, Kevin? Do you think they should?
Of course, hit that like, hit this. Is that a subscribe button?
There is
Hit the
indeed,
subscribe button,
indeed.
drop a comment, whatever you can do to support Albert and this podcast because this is very entertaining.
There we
And
go.
speaking,
Yeah.
listening, it's, it's amazing. I appreciate
Thanks.
it, man.
Thanks, Kevin. Thank you so much for joining. And to the audience, thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned for our episode next week. We'll see you then. Bye bye.